is operating on blockchain for the energy sector. So that's a big number, like 122 companies at the global level. They are specifically looking on the blockchain for the energy. So why it has come out as a big revolution in the energy sector as well, although blockchain application is in different sectors, but energy sector is taking as a blockchain as a big potential for this all these 3D which I mentioned in the previous session. What blockchain is going to do in the previous system, if you see, there was I'll take an example. If I want to do a transaction, I'm going to a shopping mall, I bought some shirt or trousers or something. I have a bank account and I'm paying to the seller. If I'm paying to my bank account, it's only buyer and seller, but the transaction goes through bank, so there is a central authority who is approving my transaction, and then only it goes to the seller's account. What blockchain is going to do? Blockchain is going to remove the central authority. Why there was a central authority? Because we need someone to trust. And central authority is in power, where we can, they are approving the transaction and then they are doing the transfer, so that's how we can trust them. But what's happening in blockchain? We are taking that trust, but we are distributing into different blocks. So some people, you might have heard talking about blockchain is a trustless system. But I say, blockchain is not a trustless system. In the previous system, trust was centralized, but in blockchain, we are going to distribute the trust. And because it is distributed, the system is more transparent, secure, privacy improved, and there are so many other things. So the first thing is, blockchain is going to make the system secure, transparent, and again, improve trust. So that's the first thing. I'll talk about the purpose of blockchain. I'll talk about before going into other thing, I'll talk about the roles of each blocks in the blockchain. It's a bit confusing. I'm going to bit technical stuff, but I think it's important to understand. So the role of each blockchain, when we say blockchain, is a series of blocks. And each block has a role of, because when it gets the data, some data is coming from outside and block is getting the data. So they have three roles: validating that data, recording that data, and distributing that data to the other blocks. And that's how that data is going into all the blocks, and all the blocks have the same information. Now, the question is coming from the security and data security point of view. All this data is distributed, everybody's single data, all these blocks have. You might have heard that blockchain is a tamper-free. It's not a tamper-free. The question is, when data is going into each block, it's encrypted somehow. It's encrypted, it's a coding system. Who is making that code? People are making that code. And if people can make the code, they can break the code as well. Okay? They can break the code. So, but breaking that code is a highly it's not economically feasible. It's a highly complex process how to break that code. So it's a very, I would say, it's a secure system, but still it's not 100% tamper-free. People can break it, but definitely in terms of when we are talking about data, we talk about cyber security and those kind of other things. So we need to definitely think about from the cyber security perspective how we can make not just from the cyber prevention point of view, taking some measures before to make the system secure, but we also need to think about the cyber resilience perspective. Resilience, how if something has happened, how quickly and efficiently you can restore the blocks, or you can correct the blocks. So we need to take both the approach, cyber prevention and cyber resilience. Both. I'll just give one other example. It happened in Ukraine, I think. In 2015, just the day before Christmas, there were 3 utilities, their control system got hacked. And all these data, control system data got hacked, and I think 250,000 people, they didn't have electricity. It was blackout for a couple of hours. And that control officers, the people who were working in that control office, they were not able to do anything. So the conventional system is not designed from the security perspective, cyber security perspective. But definitely now, because of this digitalization and everything, we need to think from that approach as well.